Nah, bro, I feel the same way. It low-key disturbs me how easily women will just go down on each other and completely disregard men like us. That is the most brutal hill for me. I just get depressed looking at lesbians so much. They also seem to be much more passionate with each other, which makes me seethe with jealousy. Hey, Tweedledee and Tweedleding-ding, you just salty that instead of women deciding to date you, they figure it'd be better off that they just date each other. Why is this life-changing that you just now find out that lesbians exist? And really, the whole men like us thing, my dude, you really think you're that 40,000 ticket game console at the arcade on the top shelf? Nah, dude, you're less than a ring pop. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/NotHowGirlsWork because I still am astonished that people really did suck that much at 10th grade health class. But if you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Everybody who do that today, get a cookie. Japan is a really safe country, unless, of course, you are a woman. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. I lived in Japan for 2 years and never had that problem and felt very safe. Mind you, I always had my headphones on, and perhaps that helped to keep the predators away. Judging by her profile picture, she probably dresses very modestly by Japanese standards, so she's kind of asking for it. The majority of girls go their entire life and get groped on the train maybe once or twice. Really? The dude with the berserk profile picture wants to judge other people by their profile picture. In regards to the whole train thing on Japan, yeah, that unfortunately the whole train groper thing is enough of a problem where they actually have like men's trains and women's trains that are designated for that, because it is enough of a problem where they actually need to do that. Plus, it really does suck that some people still treat other people just based on their clothing. It really does suck because I know while I was at Otakon, they had this whole okay, cosplay is not consent kind of thing. You still have to go up and like ask a person for a photo, not because they're wearing something you can't treat them a certain way. And just people really need to learn to treat other people with respect regardless of what they're wearing. I don't know if it needed to be said, but I feel like the world would start being a little bit of a better place to live if we did that. There is no such thing as the female organism. There is no proof of it. There is no evolutionary aspect to it, and it does not affect reproductive success. Simply, it does not exist. If you put a Bilbo Baggins in your boat and you start enjoying it, you are not having an organism. I am sorry for any Hobbit fans. It just feels good. Just because it feels good does not mean it's an organism. This whole female organism started as a liberation movement in the 70s and 80s, or as it was called, feminist sexual topics. I'm a chick. I have those things. Other chicks I know have those things. There is such thing as the female organism. Stop with this false info. Being delusional doesn't prove anything. How am I delusional? Hey, look here, dum-dum, you good old captain of the USS Shathid. Just because you ain't ever caused it before, don't mean it don't exist. Why you gotta be one of those people that says, oh, well, just because I haven't seen it before doesn't mean it don't exist. Just because you can't visibly see the mood you kill every time you walk into a room doesn't mean you aren't doing it. Okay, I've finally decided to make a girl's hair color guide for men. Is naturally black but changed to red, has daddy issues. Blue, pick me girl. Green, is an alcoholic. Blonde, has a weak personality. Purple, believes in astrology. Pink, wannabe gamer girl or weebs who know no thing about either of them. If she kept it black, she probably doesn't have enough trauma in her life. If she is naturally not black, her dad is probably some imp person. Tread carefully. I can tell you this right now, I honestly legitimately want to see this dude's reasoning behind coming up with all those colors, because the way he kind of describes it, it seems like people just go through life and then if they go through something bad, their hair just changes like a chameleon. Last I checked, that's not how follicles work, dingus. Also, I can't be the only one that now wants to see this dude who made this list go to an anime con and just get absolutely run into the ground on anime knowledge. Now, normally I wouldn't advise any type of this knowledge fight and everything, everything, but if somebody's willing to be petty and everything, I'd say fight petty with petty. r/asksgirls asks, why do women not compliment men? It always seems that men constantly compliment women, as we should. And for the women, it never really affects them, but women never compliment men, and if they do, the men remembers it for the rest of their lives. Why is this? Because most of us feel more entitled than we should do. We're used to getting what we want all the time. Unfortunately, equality went too far, and we now have more rights. Speak for yourself. Equality went too far, and now the Human Rights Bill is being revised to put us at a disadvantage. Things really are just too equal. LOL. America is usually the standout exemption for everything Western. The whole Western world says deletion is fine. America says, nah, let's be different and do it 1800s style. Come to Europe. Still, we really have turned men into pets somehow. I am actually starting to notice that guys haven't really gotten compliments as much as like girls, but then again, also like girls aren't trying to go after guys like guys are trying to go after girls. At least that's from what I've seen in a bunch of different instances on the internet and in person, stuff like that. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like because of the lack of compliments that guys get, those compliments stick more. Because I remember like a month back, somebody called me handsome at work, and I don't know, it just threw me off of my customer service kind of vibe, and it's just for some reason that kind of stuck, and my mind went to static for a little bit. I don't know why, it just that wasn't something I was ever expecting anybody to say to me. I think it makes perfect sense. Most preteen girls don't really have a drive, especially in comparison to boys. But our culture doesn't often tell them how normal this is. So I can imagine a girl thinking, I'm not obsessed with dongs, I must not be straight then. LMAO, I'm a girl and I had a huge drive as a kid. Okay, that happens too. Most young girls aren't craving that though. They're more interested in relationships and intimacy. Evolution. What, not nanomachines, son? When you are a children, food come from them, so you are attracted to them. It is like bees are attracted by flowers. When you are grown up, a woman with big boobs would feed children better than one with small ones, so being attracted by one increase the chance to spread your genes successfully. So if you are attracted by boobs, it will make it easier to feed as a child and give a higher chance to have healthy children as an adult. Imagine a children who don't like boobs. He will eat only when it's hungry and no more than it is necessary, so his growth will be slower. When he is an adult, will search women with smaller boobs that would have a harder time feeding their children. Hence, liking boobs is evolutionistically advantageous. Science! I hate the fact that there are countless examples of people that straight up think that boobs are just bags of milk. Like, they're not the stuff from Canada. Size doesn't change anything, really. Last I checked, I'm pretty certain that's not how anatomy works. They're just cool and any size can be a prize, so shut up. Sorry to say, but if a girl can sit playing a computer game whilst you're doing that to her, it's either one of two things. One, you have a really small chicken. Two, your missus has been done that by that many times by everyone you have ever known. Any of your guy mates, all of her guy mates, anyone she meets, so she's that loose now that she can't even feel it. What if somebody's just really good at multitasking? Like, you imagine you getting smashed in Smash while the person who smashed you in Smash is getting smashed? I don't know if I even made that sentence work, but I hope so. Find a girl with some hobbies: fitness, fine arts like painting, volunteering, crafting, etc. They will be more interesting when you are not effing. Unfortunately, most girls' hobbies are attention W on SM, lying, and having deletions. Oh, look at that, they made a lovely sequel that we were all very much wanting from the makers of Eat Hot Chips, Twerk, and Lie. Right? Ew. Ray's milk would taste so much better. She is literally lab-grown to perfect consistency because of her vegetarian diet. Her milk would avoid having the acrid taste of an omnivore. Plus, Asuka's always stress hormonal angst would spoil the milk. Meanwhile, Rei is stress-free swimming with her friends in a free-range pool. Obviously, this would make the milk better. Are they talking about the Evangelion characters? Look, I'll be honest with you right now, I haven't seen much of Evangelion, but I've watched maybe episode 1 or 2 of it all. And at no point in time did it ever cross my mind of like, oh yeah, how them babblers taste. The most you should spend on a date is 200 minus the girl's weight. Oh, you want to be fat and gross? Okay, we'll see what we can do with 40 bucks. Meanwhile, you out here posting that like you go on dates in the first place. Also, 160 is not big by any means. And at the same time, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say if that same thing was flipped around on you, you ain't getting anything. All that on top of the fact that you think you're gonna get past the whole whipping out a scale at somebody. If somebody whips out a scale at me if we're going on a date, no, I'm going home. It's not nature, is nurture. Yes, we want to believe equality is a thing, but by nature, men are physically and chemically superior. Intellectually, women take the cake. What our society does is nurture men who tolerate damage from women. This happened to me as well. Little boys play a little too rough in preschool and then are given the speech of how girls ought to be treated. But when are those little girls taught about how men should be treated? By teaching little boys to accept this form of mediocrity from girls, we enable several toxic ideals. Therefore, by trying to balance it out, we just shift the imbalance. A lot of women are nurtured to believe that it is okay to disrespect and hurt men, as long as it benefits their own agenda. Morality nowadays is superseded by convenience and opportunity. I get it that men can also hurt women, but you have to look at how men are held primarily responsible 90% of the time, even when both men and women are in the wrong. How much of the incarcerated population of the US is male? Also, compare the sentences placed on males versus females for similar crimes. Women are always seen as victims of their environment. Therefore, they will always be given the benefit of a doubt. That is the standard mediocre nature of women that society has created. No, not all women are like this, but the large majority fall under this particular category. Schrodinger's cat for the 21st century women. Does she even really exist if she doesn't post selfies online? If you're stupid and nobody's around to have to deal with you, does it still come out as an incoherent thought? Most women have an impregnation thing to some degree. S with a rubber, equally boring. S with a man with a vasectomy equals lame. The thrill of getting pregnant is gone, so S loses a lot of excitement for women. A lot of women don't like the feel of the rubbers either. Yeah, man, don't you know, wrapping it up and using contraception protection, all just for squares. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.